Constitutional law expert Professor Kevin Tan will deliver a webinar on Friday, 21st March 2025, discussing the need for electoral reform in Singapore. The session, hosted by AcademiaSG, will take place from 8 to 9 p.m. on Zoom, and registration is open to the public via the link. The webinar comes in the wake of recent revisions to Singapore's electoral map, announced by the Electoral Boundaries Review Committee on 11th March. The changes saw new constituencies formed, others merged or dissolved, and an increase in elected members of Parliament from 93 to 97. While the government attributes these changes to population growth and geographical considerations, some political observers and opposition figures have raised concerns over the lack of transparency in the boundary drawing process. In his talk, Professor Tan will examine the fundamental question: does Singapore's current electoral system ensure fair representation? While the Constitution provides for parliamentary elections every 5 years, it does not specify how many constituencies should exist or the criteria for drawing electoral boundaries. These decisions are left entirely to the discretion of the Prime Minister, who appoints the EBRC. Professor Tan is expected to argue that this concentration of power creates an inherent conflict of interest, as the incumbent government holds full control over electoral boundary adjustments. To ensure fairer elections, he will advocate for the creation of an independent and constitutionally protected Elections Commission. The recent EBRC report has sparked discussions over voter representation and fairness. While ruling party MPs have defended the changes as necessary adjustments due to population shifts, critics have pointed out discrepancies in voter distribution across constituencies. Associate Professor Eugene Tan, a political analyst frequently quoted in Singapore's mainstream media, has stated that while accusations of gerrymandering are difficult to prove, questions about the EBRC's impartiality will persist as long as the Prime Minister appoints its members. Contrary to AcademiaSG Professor Tan's, an independent analysis by a TikTok user, Joe, has highlighted inconsistencies in the elector-to-MP ratio, with some constituencies having significantly more voters per MP than others. The analysis also questioned the compactness of electoral districts, raising concerns that some boundary changes may have been politically motivated. Professor Kevin Tan is a renowned constitutional and legal history scholar. He is currently an adjunct professor at the Faculty of Law, National University of Singapore, and a senior fellow at the S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies, Nanyang Technological University. With over 60 books on law, history, and politics to his name, he is widely regarded as a leading expert on Singapore's constitutional framework. This webinar is expected to provide critical insights into how electoral boundaries are determined, the impact on voter representation, and potential reforms that could enhance fairness and transparency in Singapore's elections. With Singapore's next general election due by November 2025, discussions on electoral integrity and fairness are expected to remain in the spotlight.